Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Sid from the Bad Batch. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Now, I don't know what she looks like. Hang on. What I mean by that is, we have never seen her from the waist down. There's no shot of what her feet look like. So, I'm kind of making this up, guessing, and just kind of going for something different, you know? Because it's time to do some different stuff. I'm ready for I don't want to say change, but I'm ready to mix it up. I'm ready to do some different stuff for you because I like doing what I'm doing, but I want to give you some variety. So, we're going to try different poses. I do a lot of just standing poses. I call them catalog poses because it's like, you know, as if they're standing for a catalog. Exactly that. There's no need to try to describe it. It's exactly that, catalog pose. Modeling the clothes, you know? And it's fine, it's good, but, you know, there comes a time when, yeah, let's do something different. You know, I want to mix it up. I want to give you something fun to draw. And she's cool. You know, she's a nice character. But yeah, rather than just have her stand there, I'm trying to do something a little different. So that's where I'm going for kind of a contemplative pose. I guess is the best way to say it. Let me try to find what her hands look like. Yeah, just big old claws. A very contemplative pose. She's got kind of her hand on her cheek, you know. Scrubbing her face, I guess is what they call it. And it's just, like I said, just something a little different. What's giving me the idea of doing different stuff, I've said this before, I just need to stick to my guns, is everybody keeps asking for troopers. Again, I get it. You guys grew up watching the Clone Wars, so you are invested in troopers. I get it. But there's a part of me that's just like, that's all we're doing is drawing the same guy with maybe a shoulder pauldron or, you know, a different colored stripe on his mask. And again, I'm not trying to knock it. I get it. You guys like it, and that's cool. But there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I want to give you some more than just a trooper again with a different color, you know? So, I said it before with the troopers, it's like, yeah, I got to do something different, so we're going to start doing different poses, crazy poses, you know, just different stuff here and there. So, that's kind of what kind of gave me the idea for Sid. It's like, let's do something crazy. Let's do, well, not crazy, but let's do a different pose of her just kind of standing here with her hand up on her face and contemplative, right? That's the word of the day, contemplative. So I'm also getting a little crazier with the wait, what do her feet look like? I know she's trandoshan, but what do their feet look like? Just 3 toes? Okay. And I don't think I'm going to wrap them or anything. I'm just going to do like lizard feet. Kind of like I did with, who's the other one? We own in Bosk. You know, like the only other Trandoshan we know of right now. Right? Isn't she, or isn't he the only other one? I guess the other ones are in the, what's the comic that's out? The Star Wars Allegiance, Rebel, Fly, Good People. Well, what's it called? Legends? No, not Legends. Something like that. Okay, so again, there's only so much I can do because we only have so many details of her. So I think that's good. I like that. I'm gonna erase some of these lines real fast. Again, it's just a quick sketch, so I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil line. So what I usually do is I throw all the lines down. Those are my sketch lines. And when I get more confidence with the placement, because I try for the position, the placement, and the proportions. Once I get all those, once I'm more confident with all three of those, and I get that down, I start pressing harder. Those are my confidence lines. So when I lightly erase like this, I erase the sketchiness, I keep the confidence, and that's how you're gonna live your life. Get rid of your sketchiness, keep your confidence, we'll do amazing things, and we'll do them together. All right, I say we welcome everybody that skipped to the Sharpie portion and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Star Wars, check out that playlist right there, or just check out the playlist in general. Do a search. Somebody was already asking me for stuff we've already done, and I get it. You're new here. But trust me, I do one of these every day. Not Star Wars, but I just do one every day, so chances are I may have already drawn what you're looking for. Someone was asking for Loki. Do a search. I just did those. They're there. Trust me, they're there. But if not, give me a shout and I'll see what I can do. I'm just going to jump right in with the drawing. So I'm going to draw her eyes. Because I like to see if I've got them level to where I've got her looking. And that's right. Her head is twisted just a little bit. She's looking up like that. So that's about where I want it to go. So I like that. I like that. Normally I don't draw the bottom of the eyes, but because she's Trandoshan, I can go ahead and come in here and do a little bit of the bottom of the eye because there's plenty of room, right? It's not a small set of human eyes. It's a little bit bigger of a Trandoshan eye. Here's her nostril. Something like that. Now you can see her head's kind of tilted just a little bit. I guess we could do the eyes. The problem with that is, no, we'll do them. Let's do them. Big old round. See, the problem with doing stuff like that is you risk, with this Sharpie, making that black. And I didn't want to do that, but that's what goes. And then for her pupil, I'm just going to do that. And just, she has such big, what do you call it, irises? Retina, the color part, that sometimes it'll bleed into each other, so I have to be careful with what I can do. There, I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll let color take care of the rest. Unfortunately, we do lose some of that white in there sometimes, but that's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Now, she got a lot of lizard lines, and that's something we're going to kind of play around with, that we can kind of get extra in there with her features, right? I don't want to draw all the lines because a lot of it too should be color. Like when you define it with a Sharpie, you're really defining it. You're not being subtle. So that's why I'm picking and choosing which lines I'm using for the Sharpie. Now, I've got her kind of contemplative. She's kind of got her hand on her face. So there's only so much we're going to see before the hand starts to come in, okay? Let's see, and let me draw. I want to draw more rings around her eyes and stuff, so I'm just going to do that. And then I'll do more with color because she's got a lot of lines and scales and things like that. But again, I want to be careful not to draw every single one of them. I want to let color take care of some of it too, but still give her enough that it looks the way I want it to. All right, and she's got those big old like horn, I guess is what they are. Horny, hornish, horn, spikes. Is that what they are, baby? Spikes? Spiky spikes. I'm just gonna draw her head to kind of get a feel for the shapes. And also, I'm starting to thicken up my outer edges. You don't have to do this, but when I switch over to that Sharpie right there, you're gonna see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match what it's going to look like, where it's gonna go. Now again, I've done this so many times, I know what's gonna happen, so that's why I'm preparing for it. And you do what makes you happy, because this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. So remember, you don't have to draw like I do. I'm just showing you, or telling you why I draw how I draw. All right, I like that. She's got a few more lines like that. I want to do more, but again, subtle with the Sharpie, better with the color. All right, so let's draw those horn things. Spikes, maybe? I don't know if I've got a picture of a side shot. Not really. I can't tell. This is what I can see in the picture. So this is what I'm going for. I'm trying to leave them hollow so I can color them in. Something like that. I like it. I like it. Okay, so now, oh, let's do one more thing. She's aged, so she's got like those face lines, right? That's as far as I can go because now I got to work on her hand. I'm switching over to the big Sharpie because it's time to move with the big boys, right? The big children. Doesn't have to be boys, could be big girls. It's time to move with the big kids. All right, so I've got her hand on her face, right? So she's kind of, imagine this was my face. And she got her hand kind of around it like that, you know, contemplating, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and draw the thumb over here, right? Here's the, this part of her hand, the web, I guess. Coming over here to the fingers, kind of wrapping around. And the nice thing is, again, because she's trandoshan and her fingers look a certain way, we can kind of get away with, you know, making it look a certain way. Right, now here's her hand. I will do that. Okay, and then the other finger is wrapped around like this, going around. So see what I'm saying? It's kind of wrapped around like this. So we can only pretty much see that. But with the features of her hand, it's a little more creative, right? So let's draw her chin. We can see that. Yeah, maybe not. Don't draw that line. Because you know, once it gets into that hand, you can hardly see it anyway. You know, so it's almost like, yeah, why do that? That's the nice thing. You've got an eraser. I don't. So I have to live with my lines. Now, see how thick these lines are? That's what I'm talking about. So that's why, me personally, I like to try to match it. Not too much, not exactly. Because sometimes I like the subtlety. But then there's some times where I don't. Sometimes I like it to be consistent. Consistency doesn't always work though. I was studying to be a concept artist, and one of my teachers was telling me, he's like, don't make it symmetrical. Go crazy, make it different. It doesn't have to be perfect on each side or whatnot, you know? So, you know, just think about that every now and then. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Which is crazy. Never mind. I'm not going to go into that. That's a rant. That's a rant for a different time. Okay, so her hand is up, so I'm going to bring her elbow right around here. So I'm going to draw her scaly arm like this. I know I kind of jumped all over right there, huh? But I kind of look back and I say, okay, it feels right like this. It feels right if I do this, you know? So her sleeve is going to be like this. Her shoulders about right there, right? We'll put the other one right around there too. I'm just going to get a feel for it again. Now, she does have that beaded necklace going around, but there's only so much of it that we can see now that her hand is covering up her neck, right? Again, lots of scales and things like that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let color take care of that. So let's do this for the necklace. Let's go ahead and just do some of these. Again, it's covered up, but I know where I want it to go, so it's going to come through here. And you know, don't feel you have to put it where you can see everything, because obviously sometimes things get covered up, you know, in a different position, different shapes, different sizes, different looks, different styles. It doesn't always have to be seen, right? Okay, so her jacket, let's see if I can get this right. It's a little artistic, a little stylized. It's coming through like, oh, that's the hand. I almost drew like that was the end of the the neck, let's see if I can fix that. We'll do like a knuckle like that, something like this. And we'll do that one like that, just to kind of give it some flair. Woo! Okay, so our jacket, the shoulder pad is going to be like this. I'm going to do it before that. That way I'm going to say that's the material. So again, I'm going to come in here with the shoulder pad, bring it down. And now her arm is going to be in front of some of this. So when you fold your arms, a lot of times your hand is up like this, tucked inside, right? So I'm going to say that her hand is tucked in. There's the meat of her hand right here, the palm going up like this, bent, and then the fingers are curved around inside there. Can't even see them, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to add some details to those curves and bends, but I just wanted to give you the rough idea, and then we can come back, right? Again, there's her elbow. The sleeve is right there, cutting off the skin. Not cutting it off, but giving us an edge where the skin stops and the material starts. I gotta watch how I say things, right? Okay, so I do want this over a little bit. This is the edge of her coat. I'm gonna say this one comes over like this. Like that. So now I can do her shoulder, sleeve, all bent up like this. And let's do some wrinkles and curves. Okay, so again, I got the material all bent up. Ooh, that's not very clean. But that's okay, it happens. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. Kind of like that. Again, we're just wrinkling up the material is all we're really doing. I'm not going to do much here again because that's, like I said, that's scaly skin. And then the rest is going to be cloth. Now, I talked about this in the sketch. Oh, I guess she does have something hanging down right here. We're making the rest of this up because we've never seen her. Well, no, you know what? I talked about it in the sketch. If you want to know what I said, go back to the sketch. I'm not going to bore everybody who already saw that part. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go on to the next part. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to make this part up here. So let's say this hangs down here. This is going to come down here. We're going to say it's a long, jacketed type kind of thing. Like that. Okay, I'll tell you. So what I said was, we've never seen her from the waist down, so we really don't know what all is involved in the rest of her design, like her legs or anything, you know? Like these lines, I'm just making this up. I'm just breaking up the monotony of negative space. You know? Giving her maybe some pockets, you know, just breaking up the negative space because, again, we don't know what it's like. We don't know what the rest of the material is like. So I'm just kind of making up that, like, well, we'll say it's a dress. We'll say this kind of hangs down in layers. Do a lot of layers in Star Wars. We'll just kind of bring it down like this. You know, just say it's some kind of layered material. Again, that's a nice thing. It's like, well, no one can really say we're wrong except the designers, but... Okay, so now all we're going to do is give her some legs. And so I think for her legs, I'm going to do kind of like, again, a little bit of cloth coming down like this for like maybe a pant, you know? I don't see her as much of a dress wearer. I see her as no-nonsense pants, long sleeves, long shirts, you know, but the sleeves pushed up, obviously. Something like that, and that's it. Done. Bye. Thank you for my TED Talk. We'll see you later. Okay, so legs. Now again, I'm just making this up. I'm looking at like Bosk, you know, and the other sketches of Trandoshans, trying to get an idea of what their legs are like. So I'm just going to come down here and do a 3-toed foot. That's pretty much all I can do. But I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way, like oh, that's all I can do, you know. I'm saying it's like, well, that's all we have to do, you know, because we know that's what their feet look like, so we're just going to guess that's what hers look like. She could be wearing shoes for all I know. And again, I'll add detail with the color. So it looks just so blank, but again, it's going to look awesome once I add some color to it. That's why I keep telling myself, just wait till you get to color. Okay. Top of the foot to you. Here's her heel to her toe. We're going to give her the spiky. I talked about this before. At this point, is that a claw or is that a fingernail? Or toenail, you know what I mean? What is it at this point? Same thing with her hands. Are those talons? Are those fingers? Are those claws? Something like that. All right. What else? How about one like that? There we go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Sid from the Bad Batch.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.